This is the fairly very current show.
Popteevee. The unwelcome word of the day. Week.
Hi Lorna, welcome to the Fairly Current Show.
Hello, Fahmi.
Apa khabar?
Baik.
Bagus. So today we want to talk a little bit about Malaysian films.
Malaysian films boleh juga.
Boleh juga. So Lorna, you just a little bit about where you are from, I guess, in a way, and just to trace the trajectory. You started out in working in theatre, and then you moved on to, I guess, helping music, and then to indie films, and then later you went off to Hong Kong, and now you are at the forefront, and you have this film. This company called Irresistible Film.
It's not my company,
Okay,
I
well.
wish it was mine, but no, I'm just a hired hand.
Okay. So as the hired hand of Irresistible Film, you are, I guess, at a very interesting position where you can see, and you have been following the Malaysian filmmaking scene for quite a while.
Not as closely as I should, but I have been following. Yeah.
What are your immediate thoughts about where Malaysian films are at this point in time?
Malaysian films in this point of time, I think it's an interesting point. I mean, a couple of years back, you had the Malaysian New Wave, and you had the sort of like the film festival world raving about all the talents and the amazing films that were being made. And the talents are still there, but, the interest is now at a, it comes and goes, the waves of interest. And if you don't sustain it with, going beyond what you were doing, it will die down. So now it's like, okay, it's a Malaysian film, but so what? Now the hottest thing is Filipino film, it's no longer Malaysian film. Then 2 years down the road, it's going to be Brazilian film, and then 2 years down the road, it's going to be like, Nigerian films or whatever it's going to be. But, how do you sustain the interest and go beyond that, It is then being able to get those films that are out there in those festivals and then have a crossover hit that goes beyond just, that group of people that are going to watch films at the film festivals.
And is that a problem in terms of not growing or not going beyond what you are already comfortable with doing, aesthetically?
It's no problem,
screen?
but if you want to grow as a filmmaker and you want to have, bigger audiences and you want to expand your audience base beyond just your family, friends, and, fanboys and bloggers, it's okay. It's okay to do any sort of film as long as, you be what I call a responsible filmmaker.
What does that mean, a responsible filmmaker, for you?
A responsible filmmaker is if you want to make films that is your own films and that's what you want to do, and you don't care about any other sort of like elements involved in it, and you don't take anything from anyone, then you do whatever you want to do, But if you want to take things and you want to, and you then want to bitch about, oh, nobody wants to see my film, or nobody wants to give me screens in the cinemas, or nobody's on my pirated DVDs are selling for too cheap, whatever it is, you can't complain because you're not meeting people halfway through. You got to meet them halfway through to find that. It's not a compromise. It is finding a way to work out and expanding yourself as a professional within your field.
How would you go about encouraging more filmmakers of the so-called new wave, or to embark on this kind of a project, which is to really essentially get more people to see their works, maybe, how would you encourage them?
I'm a trained teacher. I started out teaching.
That's true.
I went to Maktab, and then I started teaching children.
You were one
drama.
of the first batches to be sent abroad. Yeah.
My thing is always do your homework. If you don't do your homework and you say, actually, I want to be a film director. It's so glamour. I make film. I go to festivals. I win awards. It's great. But it is to be a really, really, really great filmmaker. It is doing your homework, meaning you must know what film is about. You must know how to tell a story. You must know how to use the camera. You must know how to technically be able to deliver a film. You must be able to work with your actors. You know, there's many layers of being a filmmaker, and how do you achieve all that? You got to do your homework. You got to start by learning either becoming an AD or or working on theatre. And a lot of the filmmakers have certain all the different backgrounds, but it's really important to understand the basics of film language even, and that not everybody I think realizes how hard filmmaking is. They just think it's fun, I'd be a director.
Do you think infrastructure wise Malaysia is at a point where it is able to sustain growth of this sort among independent or homegrown filmmakers? Do we have that kind of infrastructure, or is it not about infrastructure at all? It's just about raw talent that is...
Malaysia is consistently one of the places in this region where people going to the cinema is experiencing growth every year. I think 2 years ago it was 28%, and that's because we're building more and more cinemas, and we have one of the highest sort of like television per family household sort of thing. So there is avenues of where the films can be shown. Even the internet nowadays, you just click download. Don't download pirated stuff. That's
you can download Popteevee though.
You can download Popteevee,
Oh.
but
okay, yeah.
there are many avenues, and we have a population of 22 million. If Singapore can make films of a population of 4 million, why can't Malaysia make films for 22 million? And there's always this complaint about how fragmented Malaysia is, there's different languages, but I think we're more similar with each other than we are with, say, like people within India, for example, of a different sort of like regions. But why can Indian films, do so well?
Should Malaysian filmmakers stop sending stuff to festivals?
No. Festivals are a platform, but it's not the be-all and end-all. That's where you should, start your international promotion of your film, the international, push to get it out there, to get it bought by, different territories. But you should always think, in your home country, how is it going to be released? And I had a very interesting conversation earlier with a producer who I consider one of the people who actually understands what distribution means. Because a lot of filmmakers think about what film they want to make, but they never think about how their film is going to reach to an audience. And the thing we always say is like, you got to think about what your poster and your trailer looks like also before you actually shoot your film.
Right.
In many ways. And there's no two ways around it. You got to think about all these things, because that process of filmmaking is not up till like, when you finish the film. It is up to the day that, you get your films to the audience.
Okay. Thanks for being on the show, Lorna.
And I want to talk some more.
Janganlah.
I want to rant. No.
Yep. Where can people find out more about your rants and your raves?
They have to be my friend on Facebook. I cannot add you if I don't know you. So
come get to know Lorna on Facebook.
Now watch more Popteevee.
Woo!
Okay.
The unwelcome word of the week is hamsap. Hamsap. Horny man. Cantonese meaning salty wet. How salty wet can come to signify horniness, we also don't know lah. And we will leave it to the lubricity of your imagination. She switched places to get away from that hamsap bugger. He wasn't even a Kuala, okay?